Jay Atkinson, author of How Parents Are Ruining Youth Sports, is a former coach and current writer for the Boston Globe. He says that 3 out of 4 American families have at least one child in organized sports, totaling out to be 45 million kids throughout the U.S. However, by age 15, as many as 80% of these youngsters have quit. Today, I will be talking about why youth sports are too intense. Growing up, I loved sports. In fact, I still do. My parents and I would watch every weekend, every Sunday, and sometimes Mondays whenever the Packers would play. We never missed a game. No matter what the sport, we always watched. Everything was very important to us. I have always been knowledgeable in sports, especially my last semester in college when I had to write a research paper about why youth sports are too intense. As competition increases, people start training at a younger age, often so much that their life no longer exists. Today, youth sports are being ruined by intense parents, coaches, and teammates. This high-intensity atmosphere is getting kids hurt and causing them to lose the love for the game. My first main point is parents are pushing their kids too hard. They are too serious and take the fun out of the game. Atkinson says in 20 years of coaching youth sports, he can without a doubt say that the number one expectations out of anybody is their parents. This is causing kids to mess up because they can't handle the mental and physical pressure that these parents put them on. Sports are now being viewed as a job and not as a hobby. Kids show up because their parents are making them and not because they want to be there. Jacqueline Sensen, author of Pushing Hard Too Young from MSNBC, says, "It's not surprising that some athletes simply burn out of their sports at a young age." In fact, Statistics Canada and US General Social Survey says that in the 90s, which is these bigger bars, there was more kids playing then than there is now, which is in current time, from 2000 all the way to present time. This is just an example that shows how youth sports are becoming less popular. And why? Because they're too intense. There are 2 types of parents in this world, according to Matt Bleimer on his article of Are Overinvolved Parents Ruining Youth Sports? He says, helicopter parents are those who never allow their child to reach success or failure on their own. In fact, that they always have their hands in something. The other type of parent is known as a lawnmower parent, a parent who is willing to mow down anything for the success of their child. This type of parent is constantly asking why their coach doesn't play their kid more and how he can see the court or field more. And also, they often send the coaches looking for a new job because they're so irritating to the coach. Even though parents apply a lot of pressure on their kids, coaches do as well. My second main point is coaches ask too much from their players. Coaches overload their players with difficult training and strenuous activities. This cutthroat mentality is getting kids hurt or causing them to quit. They aren't quitting because they aren't enjoying it, because they aren't liking it, but because they simply can't keep up with the pace and injuries. Mariva Brown, author of Youth Sports Are Growing More Intense and So Are Injuries, says each year, millions of children are reporting sports-related injuries that can have long-lasting effects on their bodies. These injuries or long-lasting effects, the big one is Parkinson's disease. This will affect your motion, attention, and overall memory loss. Growing up, I played 6th grade basketball with my friend Caleb. Every Saturday, we would play in a youth traveling league tournament with all of our buddies. However, Caleb's dad was the assistant coach. His dad had very high expectations for him. If Caleb missed an easy layup or made a bad pass, his dad would absolutely go off on him. It would get so bad that when he would start yelling, everyone in the gym would start to look. Sometimes he even throw his clipboard. As the season went on, we began to be known as a team with that one coach, referring to Caleb's dad. Some of our teammates began to quit because they were embarrassed to have Caleb's dad as our coach. I myself also thought, this is ridiculous. However, I was a slim percentage who decided to stick it out. Coaches aren't the only ones who pressure kids, but teammates as well. My third main point is kids are getting peer pressure from their teammates to play through injuries. Published by the Ultimate Sports Parent, Chris states in an article that when talented athletes face high expectations, that the parents start to worry. Chris says, the sports mom of an 8-year-old athlete faces a difficult dilemma. Her son is a goalie in hockey, but he's so good that his coaches and teammates rely on him too much. Chris later goes on to say, it's clear that soon he began worrying that his peers and coaches wouldn't like him if he didn't perform up to expectations. He relied on so much that he was afraid to let them down and get yelled at. In fact, if a kid gets injured, he felt if he gets injured, he won't say anything because he doesn't want to let his teammates down, so he will continue to play. Donna Merkel, a sports science researcher for the U.S. National Library's Medicine, states in her article, Youth Sports, Positive and Negative Impacts on Young Athletes, that accurate and comprehensive data on sports injuries in young athletes have been difficult to obtain because of inconsistent definitions of sports injuries and undergoing reporting of these injuries. Kids are not choosing to stop and say I'm hurt. In fact, they're trying to be the hero and to continue playing through it. The pressure is imminent for the injured athlete to return and fight through the pain. Often so much that these kids do not want to go out. In conclusion, the intensity of youth sports is too high and should be lowered. The pressure from parents, coaches, and players has become overbearing. Athletes across the globe are getting pushed too hard, causing relationships between these coaches, players, and parents to deteriorate. Overall, these kids are losing their love for the sports. They cannot handle the physical and mental stress of it. Remember that next time you choose to enroll your kid in youth sports, remember what you're putting himself into. He will not be able to handle some of these aspects because the coaches are too strong and overpowering, as well as the parents. Thank you.